He typed it like it was just another late-night thought. A user on Reddit's RU confession board posted, "I have a guilty conscience. I killed a woman in 1999. She was pregnant, and it was over an argument. I buried her and never told anyone. No name, no date, no face, just a screen name, religion of peace." To most people scrolling by, it was just internet noise. A troll, maybe. A fake confession like so many others. But one user paused, read it again, and felt something. What if this one was real? Before we uncover how a casual post led police to an actual cold case murderer, hit like, subscribe, and stick with us, because the crimes in this story aren't just terrifying. They are true. On the surface, it was just text on a screen. The Reddit user detailed how he'd gotten into a fight with a woman, how she was pregnant, how he snapped, strangled her, buried her, left the state, changed his name, built a new life. The story was horrific and eerily specific. One detail stood out. "I killed her on August 11, 1999. Suddenly, a Redditor remembered something. A cold case from that exact date. A woman named Shirley Lynn Bates, found dead in a shallow grave. She had been 8 months pregnant. And the details matched. The Redditor reached out to police. The tip was too specific to ignore. Authorities tracked the IP. It traced back to Brian Martin Smith, living in Alaska. They arrested him in his home. In interrogation, Smith denied everything. But the Reddit post was a blueprint. One by one, detectives matched the details to the crime scene, location, method, motive, timeline. He cracked. He confessed. He was extradited to California and charged with murder, nearly 20 years after he thought he'd gotten away. His mistake? He posted it. Not every crime posted to Reddit is a confession. Some are warnings. Some are threats disguised as jokes. And some are blueprints for tragedy. In 2018, a Reddit user under the name u_Dionyse frequented several niche subreddits, incel forums, depression boards, and hate-filled echo chambers where anger turned into action. He wrote long posts about his failures with women, about how society had ignored him, about wanting revenge. Then one day, his tone changed. He posted, "They'll remember me. I'll be the one they write articles about. I'm tired of hiding in the comments." A few Redditors took it seriously, reported him, but no moderators responded. 3 weeks later, a man named Alec Manassian drove a rental van down a busy sidewalk in Toronto. He killed 10 people, injured 16 more. His motive? He called it incel rebellion. After the attack, users traced his Reddit activity. He had left digital footprints, posts about Elliot Rodger, the Isla Vista shooter, admiration, plans, a manifesto. Reddit had failed to catch it. Worse, so had everyone else. Alec Manassian was calm during his interrogation, smiled as he described each victim, said he had no regrets. He wanted fame. And he got it. Reddit quietly banned several subreddits after the attack. They strengthened content filters. They issued statements. But for the victims, it was too late. The last story might be the most chilling. Because sometimes, Reddit didn't just miss a warning. It actively helped a killer stay hidden. In 2010, a subreddit called Pic Requests was a harmless place. Users asked for Photoshop help, image restoration, or weird requests like, "Can someone colorize this black and white photo of my grandfather?" But one post stood out. A user uploaded a blurry photo of a body, said he was working on a horror story, asked if someone could enhance it, just to see more detail. Some thought it was fake. Others got uncomfortable. One user enhanced the photo, sharpened the resolution. The image became clearer. The body wasn't a dummy. It was real. And it was lying next to a missing woman's tattoo. Another Redditor did something unusual. They downloaded the photo, ran it through an EXIF data reader, and got GPS coordinates. Those coordinates? A wooded area outside Spokane, Washington. The user called police. A week later, authorities found the body of 21-year-old Jessica Hartley, missing for 3 weeks. The person who posted the photo vanished. Their account was deleted, but the post lived on, reposted, screenshot, archived. Police are still trying to find the poster. They believe it was Jessica's killer, and for a time, Reddit helped him sharpen the image of his crime, without knowing. Why would anyone post about their crime online? Why confess? Why leave clues? Psychologists say it's a mix of ego, relief, and a desire to be caught. Killers are human. They want validation. They want to feel powerful. And some believe they're smarter than the system. Reddit gives them that stage. Anonymity plus audience equals temptation. And sometimes, that temptation becomes their downfall. Let's go back to the first case. It wasn't the police who cracked Brian Martin Smith's confession. It was a random Redditor. A user who didn't ignore the post. Who cross-checked details. Who said, "What if this one is real?" They didn't have a badge. But they had curiosity. And it made all the difference. April 15, 2013. 2 bombs exploded near the finish line of the Boston Marathon. 3 dead. 260 injured. Chaos. Panic. Fear. Within minutes, news agencies were scrambling for answers. The FBI issued a statement. "We are reviewing photos, videos, and digital leads. No suspects identified yet." But Reddit didn't wait. The subreddit /findbostonbombers exploded overnight. Thousands of users joined. They picked apart every frame, every backpack, every face in every photo. They wanted to help. But they didn't understand what they were unleashing. In the following days, Reddit users began creating suspect boards. They labeled people based on appearance, backpack style, facial expressions. Then came a name, Sunil Tripathi, a Brown University student who had recently gone missing. One user found a blurry image. Another said the nose shape matched. Another posted Sunil's Facebook. Then his family photos. Then the theory that he was the bomber. Reddit lit up. News outlets picked it up. Twitter trended it. His family's inbox was flooded with hate, accusations, and death threats. But there was one problem. Sunil Tripathi was innocent. 2 weeks later, the FBI announced the real suspects, Tamerlan and Zokhar Zarnaev. Sunil Tripathi's name vanished from the headlines. Then, they found his body in the Providence River. He had taken his own life shortly after going missing. He was never the bomber. He was just a missing student, caught in a storm of Reddit speculation and internet mob justice. His family issued a heartbreaking statement. "We found our beloved Sunil, and the silence is devastating." Reddit later issued an apology. So did the moderators of our findbostonbombers. But the damage had already reached millions of screens. Reddit's digital detective work had become a digital manhunt, with no rules, no accountability, and no training. And it wasn't the last time. Because when you empower thousands of users to investigate in real time, someone always gets hurt. Sometimes, Reddit doesn't just misidentify people. Sometimes, it punishes them. In 2015, a man posted on our relationship_advice asking for help. His teenage daughter was acting strange. He feared she was being manipulated by someone online. He didn't name names. But Reddit wanted answers. Within 48 hours, users tracked down her school, her friends, and a local man who once commented on her Instagram. Then, someone leaked his address. The next day, his windows were smashed. His phone bombarded. He lost his job. Later, it was confirmed he wasn't involved at all. Reddit banned the thread. Too late. This is where Reddit's crime history becomes morally complex. Sometimes, the person being hunted isn't guilty, yet. In 2020, a user on our legal advice posted a thread titled, "Can I report my neighbor if I see them hitting their kid?" Commenters flooded in. Some advised CPS. Others suggested gathering evidence. But a few users took it further. They posted the neighbor's name, address, phone number. The thread was deleted, but not before it spread. 3 days later, the neighbor's car was vandalized. Their home egged. A month later, CPS closed the investigation. No abuse found. But the damage was permanent. Reddit prides itself on free speech, open forums, and community policing. But it forgets one thing. The internet never forgets. A doxed address stays cached. A wrongly accused face lives on in screenshots. A deleted post still echoes in archives. And for the innocent, there's no real undo button. Reddit users want justice. But sometimes they forget why the justice system exists in the first place. To verify. To protect the innocent. To make sure the punishment fits the truth, not the rumor. It's easy to laugh at Reddit drama. At beefs between moderators. At the weirdness of niche subreddits. But behind some of those usernames are real tragedies. People falsely accused. Families harassed. Victims re-traumatized. Reddit's openness is its power. But it's also its greatest danger. In 2021, a post appeared on unknowingly confession. I know what happened to the missing girl. I watched him take her. No name. No photo. Just vague location info. Time frame. Description. Redditors tried to trace it. Connect it to a real case. Police were contacted. But before anyone could confirm, the post vanished. The account deleted. And the trail went cold. Some believe it was a troll. Others think it was a real lead, lost forever. One thing's certain. The line between fiction and felony is thin on Reddit. And sometimes, no one knows which side they're on until it's too late. Why does Reddit attract these crimes? Because it's where anonymity meets audience. You can be anyone. Say anything. Get instant reaction. It rewards provocation, not truth. Engagement, not responsibility. It's the digital Wild West. No sheriffs, just upvotes. And when crime meets clout, someone always gets hurt. Do you think Reddit should be held more accountable for what gets posted? Should online detectives have limits? Let us know in the comments. Like this video if it made you think twice. Subscribe for more faceless true stories of digital deception, internet justice, and the crimes we commit behind usernames. Because the scariest crimes aren't hidden in the dark. They are posted.